Welcome back, and today we are going to take you to a land far away called Beringia. It is a land bridge that the Native Americans used to come to the new land, aka the Native Americans came from Asia to North America on a land bridge in search of food. During the Ice Age, the Native Americans traveled from Asia all the way to North America, which is here to here, and they scattered everywhere. The Native American groups that you'll be learning about are the Eastern Woodlands, the Great Plains, the Southwest, the Great Basin, and the Pacific Northwest. The first group that you will be learning about is the Eastern Woodlands.
The Eastern Woodlands hunted a lot of things, but these are some things that I found. The main animals that I found are squirrels, white-tailed deer, moose, bear, beaver, and caribou. Fish and sea mammals are whales, seal, fish, and shellfish. They had a lot of crops: corn, maize, pumpkin, squash, beans, and tobacco. They had a lot of trees where they saw when they were hunting: poplars, birches, elms, maples, oaks, pines, fir trees, spruces, and dried grass. Their culture is fishers, farmers, trappers, hunters, gatherers, farmers, fishers, and trappers, and they hunted with a lot of things.
The Governor people was divided into 4 groups. They were homeless, some were slaves, they worshiped gods, they believed in the same gods. The League had 5 nations. They wore robes, leggings, moccasins. They were farmers, fishermen, hunters. It was around the AD, means it was a long, long time ago. Some died of hunger and of being shot or old age. They lived in villages, towns. They were not treated nicely.
Longhouses. Longhouses are made out of poles which are covered with bark that was cut into rectangular slabs. Teepees. Teepees are made out of buffalo skin over a skeleton of 20 by 30 wooden poles, all slanted toward a central point and tied together near the top. Wigwams. They were made out of bark, reed, mattis, or thatch, spread over a pole form.
They believed that there was a spiritual world that interacted constantly with the physical world. They believed in a great spirit that was a president of all living and non-living things.
The Indians in Eastern Woodland culture live east of the plains. These Indians, like the other Indians of the other culture, depended on the natural resources around them for all their basic needs. Because these Indians, their food, shelter, clothes, weapons, and tools came from the forest around them. They lived in villages near a lake or stream. The Eastern Woodlands lived in wigwams and longhouses. The Iroquois, Cherokee, and Mound Builders were important woodland tribes. Trees, lakes, and shelter.
This is the Great Plains religious. They mostly believe in animism. Animism is everything that has souls, like rocks, animals, and trees. They believe that their people have their own animal totems. They had powwows.
Great Plains government. Each tribe had a village council and a chief. A council is a group of men that decided on things. All the adult men were members of a village council. Each village council selected a chief.
Hello, I'm Physical Environment. Indians live in teepees. The teepees are not strong. The way they build them with blankets and sticks. Their food is 1 hour away from them. They go to church just like us. They drink water out of well. They halter have any trees or creeks. They go to school just like us. They have horses to ride around places. They have campfires every day.
My name's Bella. I'm doing food. They ate buffalo, moose, elk, berries, prairie chickens, wolves, coyotes, lynx, rabbits, gophers, bannock, bison, corn, squash, beans, deer, rice, and pumpkin. The desserts are baked Indian pudding, caramel cookies, and Native American berry dish. Their drinks are milk and water. Milk and water are common in the Great Plains. The Great Plains, migration villages. The Native Americans travel with toboggans. The Native Americans travel with snowshoes. The Native Americans travel with lightweight canoes. The Native Americans travel in small family groups. The village houses are teepees. That's what the Native Americans sleep and take cover in. Teepees are made out of buffalo hides and sticks. A teepee is a small house that the Native Americans live in. The Native American village houses are teepees.
Food Hunter-Gatherers and Farmers by Nazaria. The Great Basin eat rabbits, sheep, squirrels, deer, and antelope. Bison like buffalo. Trees, crops, they eat a lot of meat and they gather the food to eat. Fish, they eat beavers and elk and nuts and seeds. And grass, and they use guns to hunt with.
There are many tribes in the Great Basin like Shushan, Bannock, Gusut, Pen, Ute, Ute. They live in different places and homes. Some of the homes are made out of hay and sticks, cloth, bamboo, wood, hay, and are made of grass and fur. The food is good. What they eat, the clothing are made out of fur and skin. They live in homes in the mountains and woods and trees.
The Great Basin had dances they did for celebrations. They dressed in colorful clothes. They did these dances to celebrate new land or new chiefs. Let's move on to beliefs. The Great Basin had gods they believed in, like King Neptune, the king/god of the sea. The Great Basin Native American tribes each had their own government and leaders. Some of these tribes are Shushan, Bannock, Gazoo, Paiute, and Ute. The people choose who they want to be their chief. Hunters, gatherers, and farmers. The Hopi, Zuni, Yuam, and Daini tribes were farmers and nomadic hunters. The Hopi and Zuni are two Pueblo tribes.
Migration permanent villages. Native American tribes populated the southwest region of the current United States starting in about 7000 BCE. Some houses are oblong, pueblo, clay, mud, sticks houses, and hokens, and wood or bone ladders were used for reaching higher buildings and rooms.
Physical environment. The first primary food is corn. They wear deerskin, sheepskin, and wool. The clothes were very colorful. They loved silver jewelry decorated with teal and wore a good deal out of it. When the weather was hot, they would wear smaller clothing. and for them to find resources for being. The climate was hot and dry. The landforms were deserts. They ate beans, squash, melons, pumpkins, and fruit. This is fresh corn.
Religious beliefs. These are kachinas. Kachinas are spirits that the Pueblos believe. Kachinas help bring rain. Rain helps plants. Pueblos dress up every 6 months and dance as a kachina.
Governed. They had leaders and chiefs. The most famous leaders and chiefs are Chief Urseth, Chief Antonio, and Chief Entinto. Here are some local tribe leaders of the Apache. Taza, Victoria, Mangus Coloradas, Coches, and Germana.
The Native Americans in the Pacific Northwest got their sources from hunting and gathering or farmers. They hunted mountain goats, whales, salmon, deer, shellfish, moose, bear, birds, elk, sea otters, and fish. They picked some plants, nuts, and berries. The main food source is salmon.
The Pacific Northwest is along the coast of Oregon, Washington, and southeast Alaska, and British Columbia. They have mild climate in this region. There's a lot of places to fish. The Northwest Coast Culture Area is about 1,500 miles long and about 50 miles wide. The area includes islands. The most important islands were Vancouver Island and Queen Charlotte Island. The tribes in this group were Chalsop, Kilmuk, Illinook, Nooksack, Tillamook, Wigglapa, and Yalma. After they got to where they were going, they did not travel much.
The people of the Pacific Northwest lived in another place of the coastal land stretching from Washington State to northern BC and into Alaska. Temperatures were moderate, which allowed the people to fish all the time. The environment of the northwest coast of Canada was very diverse and often extreme. It includes rugged coast and Pacific Ocean. All the people live near the water, either the Pacific Ocean or an inland river or lake, and relied heavily on water for them to live.
The Pacific Northwest believes in totem poles. Totem poles tell important stories of family members and celebrate special events. They believe in languages such as Chinookan, Athabascan, and Penutian. They believe in opulent ceremonies. They believe all things are watched over by guardian spirits. They also believe young boys would have to discover their own personal guardian spirits before they could become men. They believe in 3 worlds such as the upper world, lower world, and this world. They were ruled by wealthy people. They claimed that the tribes with the most wealth had the most power, so people that were not wealthy had to follow the wealthy people. They never developed democracy. The people with the most wealth had the most things, including clothes. They also had the best quality clothes made from wolves, deer, elk, and sheep.
I'm going to tell you about the Great Plains. I went on a mission trip this summer and I slept in teepees. We had campfires every night and camps for these children that don't know about Jesus. And we roasted marshmallows and did camps. And our chief came down. His name is Pastor Bruce, and he has his he has his own church. Thank you for watching.